Hey, 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 it's your favorite slightly hood therapist, and I am back with another chat with the awesome Javae with Javae Music. Ah, I got a real live superstar.
Hi, Jared. Hi.
Hey,
Hi.
you are just beautiful.
Thank you. So are you?
Thank you. So I'm just like awestruck. So people who don't know, Javae is an artist. I can't say she's a singer because you're an artist. You what's your tagline? I write, I sing.
I rap, I perform.
I write, I sing, I rap, I perform. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah.
So tell me, how did you know that you wanted to be a performer and when did you know?
So to be honest, I never knew. I was kind of forced into it. Um, Found that I could sing and it was in church. So the natural thing is then they give you solos and it kind of just turned into a love and then rap took over. And I started battle rapping in high school. And
Hold on. You battle rap.
yeah, that's what I was known for. I used to go by competition because I freestyled all the time, and I went to Marrows, and that's what everybody knew me for. At Marrows, they called me comp in competition, and I won everything that was rap related. But I was on this radio station called The Roll Call, but people didn't, of course, know what I looked like because it was the radio. So people were actually taking credit for me as the person that was there. So I had to like start battle rapping in the hallway so people would know it was me. Because there
Are
were
you
other,
serious?
yeah, there was a girl, actually two. One of them is on my friend list. It's so funny. I should tag her. But she was telling people she was me. And I was like, no. So I got a crowd in the hallway and I had to show that I was actually the real competition. And so that's actually how I got my name because I used to go by Shay Shay. And they was like, oh, you're the competition. And it stuck. So that's kind of how it turned into me becoming a performer. It progressed from the hallways to stages, from church to, yeah, that's pretty much my story.
That is amazing. I didn't know you were a battle rapper. Okay, so how many years apart are we? Maybe I don't want to know the answer to that on here. Cause I'm like, what? I know I had anxiety in school and like I just was not paying attention to nothing. I go to the games and do my cheer and go home to my friends. So, but I don't battle rapping in the hallway, miss competition on the roll call. I remember that. K97, right?
With Stan Bell.
Yes, Stan the Man Bell. Yeah. Okay,
Yep.
so but the church is what gave you that your voice.
Yeah, I mean, I'd never had the opportunity to be scared of being on the stage because literally at the age of 5, that's when I found out. Well, that's when people told me I could sing. It was
Mm.
like one of those pivotal moments. I remember like it was yesterday. So I just started leading songs and doing solos. So being in front of people never really gave me a fear. It made me nervous, but I was never scared of it.
Yeah, yeah. Now you know what I'm thinking as you're talking about that, right?
What?
The Ike and Tina Turner movie when Tina was little in the church and they couldn't get her to shut up because she had this
No,
great
that was not me. I didn't want to do it at all. But in the black church.
mm. So you could be big, but you better tone it down, little girl.
It wasn't even that. I didn't want to do it. I just was like, why am I having to lead songs all of a sudden? And because you're so young, it doesn't register why people want you to do it. But
Mm-hmm.
they were like, oh, give me chills. And I didn't understand it. I've never liked the spotlight. So I was kind of pushed into it without a choice, if that makes sense.
Okay. So
Yeah.
how did it feel like with rapping and the battle rapping like that? That sounds like you were pushed into it too to prove you were who you were. But like, did you have the same level of anxiety in the hallways? battle rapping these other girls? Did you battle rap boys too? Like,
So it was never women. It was always boys. And I got so, I wouldn't even say arrogant, but I started like tricking people. I would go downtown on Bill Street and people would be selling CDs. And I would be like, if you're better than me, I'll buy your CD. If you're not, then you got to give me how much your CD costs. And I would get a crowd and I would embarrass them. And that would be like my thing. Like I enjoyed and I don't write, I write in my head. That's how I learned how to write in my head, was battle rapping. I'm really quick, I'm a quick thinker, I'm witty, so it taught me a lot of discipline. So I wouldn't say I was pushed into that. It was like a alter ego. I could be really dominant, really aggressive, because personally I'm really dainty, I'm really feminine, but when I'm rapping I'm very aggressive, somewhat masculine, if when I'm performing. So it gave me like the permission to be something else.
okay. So
Yeah.
as a female rapper,
Mm-hmm.
or a female that raps, because your range of talent is just big, right? So would you say that you are more along the lines of MC like Queen Latifah, or are we whopping out here with Cardi B and Megan?
So I don't do sexual rap songs.
Okay.
I'm not comfortable. I've never been comfortable with that. I'm more like, I'm aggressive. Like I was like a DMX. I was talking, I don't know if I can curse, but all I did was talk mess. Like I was like, you get up, get laid down. I'll hail the queen. I will fight you. Like it was very aggressive, get your weight up. I'm better than you type of music. It was just real aggressive. It was very hardcore. Like my mom used to ask me, why you sound mad? I wasn't mad. I was just aggressive.
Yeah, that's wild. That's
And
wild.
people never expected it. So it was also great to give that element of surprise, because you see me and then I'm completely different on stage. D Rich used to hire me.
Really? So
Okay.
D Rich, my bestie, what did he was hiring you to perform?
Mhm. All the time. Yeah, I used to do a whole lot of rap shows for him.
Where
When
was I not there?
I don't remember you.
Me and D
And
Rich have to have a conversation, because I was in just everywhere he was all the time. And
all
he
the
just tried to
time.
stick me on flyers. So yeah, we need to talk about this later.
When he was at Rockefeller, I was there like
Yes,
every.
I was in Hotbox Rockefeller too.
I won like every week for like a month. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I
Okay.
mean, I looked different too, so I don't know. I was wearing like a bob. I don't know.
I mean, we all look different, because that clearly was 15 plus years ago, right?
It was a long time ago. It was a
Yeah.
long time ago. Yeah. And I stopped rapping like professionally probably like 2014, 15.
So what made you change? Why did you stop?
So honestly, heartbreak. I ended a relationship and I couldn't rap. All I could do was write about that pain, and the only thing that came to me was R&B. And nobody knew I could sing. Like the church knew, but like no one outside of my church knew I could sing. Like my peers, my friends who rapped, none of them, D Rich, nobody knew. Um, so I started singing and people was like, what? But I couldn't rap. Like I just couldn't. There was nothing that came to me.
Broke your
So
heart.
yeah, he broke my heart and I started writing about it. And it started paying the bills.
Right. It's so many singers that say that though. Like, somebody broke their heart, or they went through, some tragedy, and that was the inspiration for them to write and to put their voices out there. So the first song that you wrote from Firebreak, do you remember some of those lyrics?
Yeah, it was called You Deserve It All. And the chorus was, you deserve it all, the pain, the sorrow. I hope you cry all day tomorrow. And we were living together when I wrote it. Like we were.
Did he know you was writing this defecto to him?
What's even, I have a song actually called Heartbreak, and we shot the video at his house. He's the reason I'm crying in the video. Like I'm literally like sobbing in the video because he's there. It's his house. So it was a dysfunctional situation. He was also like managing me at one point too. So he was heavily involved in my music, and he had to set aside his personal feelings because the music was good. So, you know.
If this ain't Ike and Tina and Cadillac Records and my goodness.
Yeah, the whole album he was around.
And Mariah Carey and her manager. This is all of that.
It was a mess, but he was there every time I recorded it. Every song, he was there.
So how did y'all like it, you eventually ended this relationship, and you moved out.
Yeah.
Okay. And he no longer managed you at that point?
I'm trying to, no and yes. Like I got an apartment and he was still around. It wasn't until I left Tennessee.
Okay.
In 2014, 2015, I can't remember what year. That's when, but up until then, he was still around at all of my shows, all of my rehearsals for my shows, all of my
great material.
Yeah, because it was all about him.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I left Tennessee and moved to Texas, that's when I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore.
You had to free yourself a little bit.
Yeah, that was the only way I was getting away physically. So
yeah. I think that's like something that people miss sometimes. Like sometimes when you are like really, really connected to someone or you feel like you are, and it's hard to really let go, you have to have that physical disconnect in order to have the emotional one. But but he gave you all this great material, and does he be like, you owe me?
He did at one point, and we had like a whole conversation about it. But I'm like, why would you want credit for what you like? Who wants credit? Like my whole album was about what he put me through from beginning to end. So I'm like, why would you want credit for me creating this about you? But if you want credit, I'll give it to you.
So what was the name of this album?
It's called The Breakup Chronicles.
The Breakup Chronicles. Okay. Where can we find that?
Everywhere. It's on Apple, Google, YouTube, Shazam.
Okay. The Breakup Chronicles.
Yeah, it's pretty old now. I'm working on my new album now.
No, but I want to hear that too. I want to hear how it started. I want to hear So you said that your creative process was not to physically write things down, but to have your thoughts and feelings in your mind, and they just came out. Is that still the way you go, or do you write your music now and make sure that you have a record of it?
So when I'm copywriting it, I type it up and to protect it, but I come up with concepts. And then I create the song around the concept. And then I record harmonies on my phone because I like to be super prepared when I go to the studio. But when I'm writing for other people, because I have a publishing company, I have a conversation with them kind of like you and I to kind of see what they want to be represented. Like, what are you in the mood for? What do you want your album to be? And then I write based on that. But I don't use paper. I just come up with the concept, then I do the harmonies on a voice memo, and then that's it.
Okay. So how do you come up with concepts? Is it just like as life happens and things hit you, or?
So for myself, it's whatever I'm going through, but other people, it's their situations. I take myself out of it. If you want to talk about you hate your baby daddy, then let's talk about you hate your baby daddy. But like right now for me, my music that because I'm doing like 2 albums concurrently right now. And one of them is just about female empowerment and the women in my life. I'm like love letters to all of the women in my life. And then the other one is about my husband. I've never been loved this way. So it's called Mrs. Riley. So I'm writing Riley. So I'm writing an album about us, and it's not all happy because marriage is hard sometimes, but it's overwhelmingly beautiful. So I'm writing about that. And then, like I said, just about all the beautiful women in my life. So my next single is actually about my sister and my best friend. So
Okay. So
yeah.
for the album that's about the love letter to the women in your life, what tell me, who are all the women that you're talking about here? You said your sister, your mom.
So no, my mom actually passed away in 2011. So my sister and like my best friends, so one of my sisters went through like a really tumultuous relationship. So the song is called Look at You / Proud of You. And it's basically I'm actually talking to myself, I realized too. Cause like one part of the song is like, you thought this person was your be all end all, but look at you, you living, you okay. So I wrote that for her. And then another friend like lost a friend and lost a job, and just basically telling them you're going to still be okay. You still living. So, and then like my sister, one of my other sisters, she's one of my best friends. So it's just basically, it's called My Sister's Keeper. Yeah. So, and I'm actually rapping on that one, which is funny for me.
Tapping into your roots.
Yeah, you know that, because she's a little gangster. So I
like my baby sister.
Yeah, she's my younger sister, and she was like, "Are you gonna rap?" Like, for you, I will. And then my best friend Nikita, like she's my heart. So I'm writing a love letter to her, and a few other friends, Carly, Sasha. It's a few.
That's really sweet. And what kind of topics are you hitting on in this album to your wonderful husband who's loving you like no one has ever loved you before?
So one song is called Forever. It's just about how much I love him and how he makes me feel so safe and protected, and how I actually did a choir by myself on it at the end. It was so much work. Oh my God. I had to do like 25 different harmonies. So it was so much. I'm gonna send it to you when we're done.
Yes,
and then just talking about how much I love him, how we met. One song is about how we met. One song is about a fight that we had and how we actually worked and learned how to communicate. I wasn't a really great communicator, and I had to work on that. I almost lost him, so I talk about that. And how I had to work on me. So, and one of the mantras that I kind of learned and picked up through him loving me right was, if I want to know you tomorrow, I have to treat you right today. So I had to kind of like unlearn, things so that because you have to keep him too.
Absolutely.
So I had to, learn those things. And I just talk about all of that. And the sex.
Oh, I cannot wait. I can't wait for this. I just want all the music. This sounds like Saturday morning, turn on Javae. Okay. Have you heard it?
Yeah, he comes to the studio sometimes, but I don't want to it's the best music I've ever written in my life. Like, I am surprised at myself. And then this is the first time I've taught myself how to be a vocal arranger. So now I'm getting hired to do it. I never thought I could do it, but the harmonies that I come up with are so complex. And I'm just really proud of myself because I've evolved so much. I've never done an entire project without the help of someone with a vocal part. Teaching me something or telling me to do this note. I've had to do everything by myself, from telling the producer how to make the beat to everything. And it's been beautiful because I'm the best I've ever been.
So the vocal arrangement, is that like what you just described? What does that mean?
So the harmonies that you hear on a song, when like Brandy, she's they call her the harmony queen. She always has so many intricate harmonies. That's kind of what I do. My engineer now knows that I need 50 tracks. I have a lot of harmonies.
Okay.
And I can go all the way down to a baritone. So you may hear something masculine, but it's me. So yeah, I can go, I get deep. My husband was shocked.
Maybe before we click out, you'll hit a few notes for me. We'll see if you warm to that. Look, I'll come back to that request. So you doing a lot of writing for other people too, you said.
Yeah, a lot. It's a lot.
Can you share some of that? Like who you've written
Well, I make them sign NDAs until their projects come out. I don't, but like 2 people are actually from Memphis. And then one person, I just got my first major artist and I'm doing his whole album. So yeah. And when it comes out, my life gonna change.
Don't forget me. Send me the look, girl, it's out. You the first one to know. Like I want to know.
You gonna know. But I have 9 clients now, so it's a lot. But it literally started from one person just saying, "Oh, I love the way you write. You wrote this right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then it's like God just was like, more. As soon as she signed on with me, I just got overwhelmed with people. And now I got a rap artist guy from Atlanta. I just wrote his song. He's pretty big on social media, but he's new to music. So it's exciting that people trust me enough to do this for them.
Okay.
But it's a lot.